It seems that tonight has officially become one of the largest and darkest nights for the fuel infrastructure of the aggressor country. While the Russian Ministry of Defense frantically tries to come up with impressive statistics, three major regions of Russia have come under a devastating attack by Ukrainian kamikaze drones. Massive fires broke out at strategic oil refineries. A major seaport was hit, and the federal highway leading directly to Moscow had to be urgently closed to traffic. This is the 10th anniversary strike on Volgograd's oil giant Lukoil. Why did Russian air defense once again miss a strike on a facility that processes 15 million tons of oil annually? What exactly caught fire in the industrial zone of Yaroslavl? Why did the authorities have to block the strategic road to Moscow? And what consequences will last night's attack on the seaport in Temryuk have? Let's discuss all this right now. My name is Evgeny Serov. This is the Glavred channel, and we're getting started. Friends, the scale of today's attack is truly impressive, and the geography of the strikes is moving deeper and deeper into Russia itself. But before we analyze the panic in Yaroslavl, write in the comments, do you think Russia is even capable of protecting its oil refineries that are located 1,000 kilometers away from our new drones? So, let's start with Volgograd. Explosions began to be heard here around 1 in the morning, and once again, at least for the 10th time since the start of the full-scale war, the Lukoil Volgograd Nefteperera-Botka oil refinery came under attack. Just so you understand the scale, this is one of the most valuable and important assets of the Lukoil company. This giant processes more than 15 million tons of raw materials annually, specializing in deep processing, producing aviation fuel, gasoline, and diesel for the occupier's army. Last night, a powerful fire broke out at the facility once again. The governor of the Volgograd region, Andrei Bocharov, was forced to admit that UAV debris caused fires at fuel and energy facilities in the south of Volgograd, as well as at a chemical plant, the synthetic fiber factory in the city of Volzhsky. According to official data, 1 person died there and 2 were injured. But the most interesting part is something else. One of the drones fell on a residential building at 32 Vershinina Street. Journalists from the Telegram channel Esta quickly found out that this building is located just 2 kilometers from one of the largest and most important enterprises of the Russian defense industry, the Federal Scientific and Production Center Titan Barricades, which manufactures weapons for the Russian army. Obviously, the occupiers' air defense tried to shoot down the drone right over residential neighborhoods, shielding their secret factory. The next hotspot that night was Yaroslavl. This city is located a considerable distance from Ukraine, but for our latest kamikaze drones, that has long ceased to be an obstacle. At around 4 in the morning, a massive UAV attack caught the local air defense off guard. As a result of the strike, the city's huge southern industrial zone burst into flames. The fire was so extensive and the threat so serious that the governor of the Yaroslavl region, Mikhail Evraev, had to take emergency measures. The authorities completely blocked all traffic leaving Yaroslavl toward Moscow from the intersection of Moskovsky Avenue and the Southwest Ring Road. Drivers were turned back and a drone danger alert was declared in the city. But why was this particular direction blocked off? The fact is, Moskovsky Avenue essentially leads directly to the giant fuel facilities. In this industrial zone are located the Slavneft Yanos oil refinery, the bitumen plant, CHP3, and the massive Yaroslavl oil depot, Spektorg Plus, which has a tank farm with a capacity of over 300,000 cubic meters. Analysts from the Telegram channel Supernova Plus have released operational data. As a result of a direct hit at the Yaroslavl 3 oil pumping station, 2 giant fuel tanks caught fire and are still burning. Russian special services spent hours trying to extinguish the fire, and only closer to morning was traffic toward Moscow able to resume, albeit with great difficulty. This is a colossal blow to the internal logistics of Russia's central regions. The third region where it was truly loud that night was Krasnodar Krai. The regional operations headquarters officially confirmed that another debris strike hit the territory of the seaport in the city of Temriuk. A serious fire broke out on the port grounds, and 47 personnel and 14 pieces of special equipment were brought in to extinguish it. The port infrastructure, which is used for transshipment of cargo and supplying the occupying forces, once again suffered significant losses. And against the backdrop of all this blazing chaos, fires in Volgograd, blocked federal highways in Yaroslavl, and burning ports in Kuban, the Ministry of Defense of the aggressor country issues a fantastic morning report. They reported in all seriousness that overnight their valiant air defense forces intercepted and destroyed as many as 208 Ukrainian drones. The locations where they claim to have shot them down are, as always, impressive: Belgorod, Bryansk, Vladimir, Voronezh, Volgograd, Kursk, Oryol, Rostov, Saratov, Tver, and Yaroslavl regions, as well as Krasnodar Krai and the waters of the Sea of Azov. In other words, according to the Kremlin, they shot down absolutely everything there was. And the fact that strategic storage tanks are burning, factories are shutting down, and roads to Moscow are being blocked, apparently Russians are just imagining all that. What conclusions can we draw from this record-breaking nighttime attack? First of all, Ukraine's drone program has reached truly industrial scale, and massive raids involving 200 drones a night are becoming the new reality for Russia. Secondly, the strikes are becoming more precise. Not just random targets are being hit, but key oil pumping stations and major refineries deep in the rear. Russia is being forced to stretch its air defense, leaving important industrial zones unprotected. And we would really like to know what you think about all this. Leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and like this video. My name is Evgeny Serov. This is the Glavred channel, and we'll see you in the next video.